Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play the Pirates of Dark Water for Super Nintendo. In the first video, we played the Dragon's Maw stage. Got through that, beat up a whole bunch of enemies. We had a interesting first encounter with the Dark Pirate Bloth. And now, we have the compass, which means we can now find the Treasures of Rule. And the first one is an Atani Palace, so after I get a drink of tea, let's do this. I swear that text reminds me of Batman Returns. I don't know if that's the same exact typeface, but I swear it is. So, very interesting, very menacing music here. I like it. And it's time for more enemy fighting here. The gang is all here again. We got the Sickle Men, we got the Dragon Riders, we got the Tattooed Men, in all their numerous recolor glory. And while it feels like once you play through one stage, you play through them all, I'm actually having quite the time with it. And I'm just tearing through dudes. Also, there's a 1-up behind that little rock formation right there. Not sure if you saw me pick it up, but it was there. Also, I need to start throwing dudes into the pit. You're going in there too. Get it. Oh, wow, you are actually very, very well positioned to not fall into the pit right there. Also, that spike trap, that does hurt you if you walk into it. Interestingly enough, though, enemies can also run into it and take damage. So, you know, if you're doing, you can easily send enemies into them and let the traps do all the work for you. It's very nice, and I like that. Of course, if the traps hit the enemies, you don't get any points off of it. But I do like doing it this way anyway, because that's less work on my end. Alright. Well, time to head right again, as always. I have a nice little kingdom right there. So, that broke up the monotony of the very samey looking background here. I do like that. And as much as I like throwing the big pirates simply because you can, 3 Ys followed by an X does more damage than just doing the 3 weak attacks followed by a grab, the 2 knees with the 2 Y buttons followed by the throw. And not really much else to say here. And there is no way to get you into the pit there. So I'm just going to have to smack you with the sword, sadly. Oh well. And we have a statue that we can destroy. That gives us some points. And you do want to be careful here. Watch the shadows. See where they go. And you don't have to worry about being hit by any of the rocks. Rock drop placement is pretty random. I'm surprised I didn't get hit behind that rock column right there. And we have another fire, or another trap, which is this flame that's just sitting here near the center. Just like the spike trap from earlier, we can use it in our favor by just having the enemies run right into it like a bunch of dweebs over and over. Which is very nice. And I am making this game look dreadfully easy right now. Something tells me it's just going to get even worse later. And that guy was the last enemy, so we can move further up. And I want to be cautious near these columns. One of them does hide something, and I'm not quite sure what it is. And there's another guy. We can easily just trap him right there near the column. And now we got two of these guys. And apparently I got the last hit, so therefore I got points for that. And as you can see, enemies here, none too bright. I can just stand here and they'll just run into the traps over and over. And I almost thought we had a Harvard graduate right there, but sadly we did not. Still ran into the fire. And we're doing pretty well on 1-up so far. And points. And we're getting a lot of sickle men in this area right here. And there's something new. One of the tattoo men showing up right out of the foreground right there. And I just want to get him out of the way just right then and there. And we have a fire trap right there, which we will never be able to utilize. There's an item there that restored my health. That's what was over there. Well, I'll take that health replenishment all the same. I find it interesting that this game was published and I believe developed by Sunsoft. Sunsoft is probably best known for their 8-bit NES games. Why am I calling it 8-bit NES? I should just call it 8-bit or NES. But they're best known for their NES games. All of the stuff they did for Super Nintendo was all based on licensed stuff. And they also had other people develop them. I mean, there was the Looney Tunes games, but those were made by ICOM Simulations, especially Marvin Missions, which I played in the past. There was the Porky Pig game, but I believe someone else, Phoenix Interactive, made it, and that was published by Acclaim. Or rather, Acclaim had a hand in it, in addition to Sunsoft. There's this game, which is published and developed by Sunsoft and wasn't outsourced to anybody, but this is apparently the best game for the Super Nintendo that I think they've done. I haven't played Looney Tunes B-Ball yet. Jury's still out on that one. But it's now time for the boss battle, which is against Konk. You want to be very careful when fighting Konk. You want to do as much damage as you can when fighting Konk, because he can jump on top of you, and he can also throw daggers at you from a distance. And he can also do that running charge attack as well. Can't believe I'm going to lose a life here to Konk. Oh, and apparently that did nothing for me. That was interesting. You can deflect the knives away so that they don't hit you. You can just attack the knives and they won't hit you at all. And I just lost a life there. That's alright. And because of invincibility from coming back, I was able to have Konk grab onto me and not do any damage to me whatsoever. And as much as I would like to throw things into Konk, YYYX, best combo to use against him. Just don't be too close to him. He can still kind of grab onto you and do a little bit of damage. And you also don't want to be too far away from him either, because just like Blop, he can do a dash attack when you don't want him to. And by beating Konk, we get the first Treasure of Rule. And we get to go to the next place that we need to go to. Pandua. This is where we're going to find the second Treasure of Rule. But this will have to wait until the next video. Join me next time where we go through Pandua and hopefully get the second Treasure of Rule. Of course, Bloth and his forces aren't going to make this easy. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!